There I am. Hello, guys. My name is Miss Claire. I am the librarian over at the Kellogg'sville branch of Kent District Library, and I'm here to talk witch. I have my witch hat on. I got my skeletons. I got my pumpkin. I got my spiders. I got my black cat floating around somewhere. So I think it is time to talk witches. So the first book I'm going to share with y'all is something I've read recently. So I have 2 graphic novels and 1 physical print book. So I'll talk about the physical print book first because it's fun. So it's called These Witches Don't Burn. It's by Isabel Sterling. And it is kind of fantastic because it feels like Harry Potter, right? Because there's witches around, but they're hidden. The non-magic folk don't know. And what's refreshing about it is it's set in like current times. So Hannah goes to normal high school. She has normal friends. She has her girlfriend that she's trying to avoid because she doesn't want to talk to her because of a secret that she found out about. And there's some like stuff that's happening around the town though, like dangerous stuff, like fires are, no, hello, sorry. We are back in action. There are fires going around, and she thinks it's due to blood magic. So she goes and does the responsible thing. She goes to her coven, and she's like, yo, I got some black magic stuff happening around me. I'm pretty spooked. Let's do something about it. Let's go. To which they reply, we have not seen black magic in years. It's not black magic. Because she's not 17 or 18 yet, so her magic isn't like really actualized yet. She has like barriers made by her family to keep her safe, so she doesn't have full access to her magic. She can't really do huge amounts, so the coven just doesn't believe her. She's a young witchling, whatever. So she kind of goes on her own and tries to hunt down these blood witches, and blood witches are like kind of terrifying. They're exactly what you think they are, like because Hannah is an elemental. So she controls the elements and fire and air and all this stuff. But the blood witches are like basically dark magic people, and they're terrifying. And there's a break-in scene that like definitely had me kind of freaked out. I highly recommend listening to the audiobook because the narrator is fantastic. And we have that audiobook available for e-audio on Libby, just so you know. But These Witches Don't Burn is like a charming, happy, feels like Avatar: Last Airbender. You're gonna hear that phrase a lot, this book talk. But it's like Avatar: Last Airbender meets Harry Potter meets Simon Snow, Rainbow Rowell, all of the best things in the universe in one book. I can't stop talking enough about it, but I will now just to appease you all. All right, so next up, we have the 2 graphic novels I'm talking about. So the first one is The Witches. So Ronald Dahl wrote this book originally. You guys probably read it. But little did you know, they recently come out with a graphic novel version by Penelope Bagiu. Sorry, I don't know French. Real talk, when I first read this book, it freaked me out. It freaked me out. Then the graphic novel, I'm like, I remember this! And it took me down a trip in memory lane. Or the worse. So it's about a boy and his grandma. And the grandma has let the boy know about the witches. And the book is an instruction manual for next Saturday. Or not next Saturday, this Saturday. Halloween, on how to scout out a witch. So number 1, they hate children. Number 2, they're all hairless. So they wear wigs so they'll scratch and itch at their heads. They also have no toes. So their feet are rather small and crammed into pretty shoes to hide it. They also have like talons and claws, so they are always wearing gloves. So if you see a woman who's itching her head wearing gloves, has blue spit, has very tiny feet, chances are you're dealing with a witch. So all is well, they go on vacation, and he starts noticing some particular women are here. Now, they're from the organization to help or prevent your children unhappiness. And he is in this conference room where they're all there, and all of a sudden, everyone starts taking off their wigs. They take off their gloves. They let their feet hang loose. And he's like, oh, snap. These are all witches. And even worse, they have a dastardly plan to get rid of all the children in the world. And it involves a candy store, and I'm not going to say too much more than that. But real talk, like, it's not like a scary book, unless you're me. But there are humans that turn into rats, and apparently that terrified me as a child and a teenager, and it terrifies me as an adult to this day. I do not like it. So it's like, I hate this with a passion. I am done. But then I had to sit and think about it. I'm like, well, I don't actually hate it. It's kind of funny, and I like the art and the theory, but I just don't like how he turns into a rat. So, yeah, I don't have nothing against rats. They're cute, but for some reason, a human turning into a rat is like my worst nightmare. On pair with a human turning into a fly, like metamorphosis. I'm not about that life. Keep humans as humans and not as animals. That is my PSA for the day. So the last book I'm going to talk about is Witchly. So this book is really special. I cannot wait for book 2. Let me pull it up for you guys. I believe it's this one. Yes. All right. So Witches by Ariel Slamet Reyes. And oh my gosh, guys, this book, the art, phenomenal. The world building, it's insane how much world building you can build into just a graphic novel. It's only like about that thick, and man, layers upon layers upon layers. It feels like the Avatar. And oh, okay. Before I go into too much, let me tell you the plot. You probably want to know that if you're listening to a book talk. So it is about the society where everyone is witches. They're all magical. And how magical and powerful you are is dependent on how long your hair is. So if I was in that society, I would be pretty much a muggle. Same with the main character of this. So she has short hair. And she gets made fun of in school, but she's just keeping along, doing her thing. She doesn't seem bothered by this at all. And pretty early on, you realize it's because her hair is actually really long, like really, really, really long. But she hides it, like she has an illusion charm on her hair so that no one can find out that it's long, in the hopes that she doesn't get conscripted into the military. Yes, there's a military. It is super cool. But eventually she's found out, and then you kind of follow her journey. So like her dad died in the military. Her mom is completely supportive of her trying to not be in it, but it leads her on an adventure that I just cannot wait for the next installment. I cannot wait, guys. It's so good. It's like, oh, like the last Avatar. I don't know what it is. It's in a league of its own. It's just that good. The art is fantastic. The world building. Let me go back to the world building. It's insane. You immediately get a sense for how the community works, the world. And she goes off into this forest, and the forest is so cool. And it's just like everything you ever want from a fantasy book, especially because it's about people who are magical. Witches. They're not technically like witches, but like, like that's another cool thing. So like, I've talked about witch books a lot this month. So you have witch book by witch book after witch book, and they're all kind of like the same, right? Like current times, secret society, witches. There's people hunting witches, or there's like bad witches, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's all about the same. It's like pretty much the same kind of vibe. They take different takes on it, but this book is just a league of its own in every respect. Everyone should read it. It is beautiful, and I cannot wait for the second installment. Can I say that again? I cannot wait for the second installment. This book is so good. Okay. So those are my witch-tastic books for the Halloween season. And before I let you guys go, just remember, Teen Film Festival. The submissions are open until January 22nd. And there's still plenty of time to make, create, and insert your own film into the film festival. It's really fun. We show them up on the big screen, and everyone has a blast at them. We have a Facebook page. If you want to go to that Facebook page and know more information, you can also look at our website. Feel free to email us with any questions you have, and I am done. So I hope you have a terrible, horrible, terrifying, witchy Salem trials of a Halloween, and have a great day.